Sie hören Sport und Musik.
Das Spiel ist aus! Deutschland ist Weltmeister!
In a world where fans fight over whether to call it football, or soccer, two German men defy the odds and call it Fußball. Bringing you inside the German-American football experience. And now, here are your hosts, the Schnitzel Boys.
Yeah! We did it! On to Holland.
Holland.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Our brothers to the west, from Germany, our best friend.
Our brothers, they don't think of themselves that way.
The land of clogs and windmills and tulips
And
the
incest.
Eredivisie and incest and Ricardo Pepi and the home of Serginho Dest. We are going to fight Netherlands on Saturday because we beat Iran today. We just finished beating Iran in a nail biter.
So is this a sign of maturation as a soccer nation when you grind out a 1-0 like this, like 2002 Germany?
I was going to say we're very much the 2002 German squad, and that squad made it to the finals. So I'll take it. Although one difference is that Germany scored 8 goals against Saudi Arabia that tournament too. We can't score 8 goals against anybody. So we're not as good as 2002 Germany, but
I don't know. I don't know that that's true. That Germany team was not a good team. And I don't know. This American team, I think, has more promise, but it's also now twice that they really let inferior teams in the game. And, this time it worked out. Against Wales, it didn't. And, I mean, it was stressful. Were you...
Very strong. This U.S. team under Greg Berhalter, which I've been following for 3.5 years now or whatever, is always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's always like sometimes do great, but then we're never great for the full 90, or we're never great for over 2 or 3 games. It's always we're only great for 1 game, or we're only great for 1 half, or I just feel there's a lot more potential there, to be honest.
Well,
however, I don't want to. Yeah, however, I don't want to
ahead.
talk about that right now.
Okay.
Because we had a very simple mission. It was to beat Iran. Iran was supposed to just get a tie today. Scoreless draw would have been fine for them. And they put all 11 of their players in the back, and they're specialists at counterattacks. So it's not an easy feat. And the United States went at them, got a winning goal. We sacrificed one of our best players for that, or arguably our best player. We got the goal. We held it. We won. We got the 3 points. We got through. Mission accomplished.
Yep.
We did
that's it.
In my heart,
that's the short version.
The short version. In my heart, I want us to win 2 or 3-0, maybe even 4-0. Heck, in my mind, I'm like, let's win 8-0. Let's fucking beat those guys. But no.
And I mean, there were those opportunities, and it looked for a while like they could. I mean, right before halftime, Tim Weah had that goal that was just off.
Oh, I really need to research. If you go on Twitter, man, because they show you this blue image.
Yeah.
But how accurate is that blue image on Twitter? I think some FC Cincinnati fans or something.
I mean, this is
brought
like
their lines out. They brought their lines out. They drew the lines,
Listen,
and it's like he's behind the line. I don't know how accurate it is.
If you want to go with FIFA conspiracy theories, please. But I mean, it looked. I think the picture sort of confirmed what it kind of looked like. live, right? It looked close but off, I thought.
We got viewers. Hell yeah, Cal Mitchell. Let's go. Can't believe we hung on. I can't believe we hung on. I can't believe we hung on.
It was stressful, wasn't it?
That felt the last 20, 30 minutes was like, oh, an equalizer's coming, right? Like you said.
It felt like Wales. It did feel like the Wales game where Iran did nothing for the first 60. I mean, they did not.
No, I think they had one opportunity in the first half.
Maybe, US were dominating. We're dominating the game. We're playing on the front foot the whole time, controlling the midfield yet again. Musa and Adams again, very, very good. And then I guess that's just how you do it. Is it like? It's always how you label it in retrospect, right? If they keep attacking and they collect an equalizer, then it's naivete, right? And Greg made all the moves that he was supposed to make. He did brought in the defensive subs and just run out the game, and it worked out. But did it feel great? No.
You know what? We lost half of our viewers during your little speech there. So I think they want us to be more positive. So yeah, USA, let's go, baby.
I'm pro this team. I mean, I'm very happy they hung in. I'm pro Greg. I'm happy for him. Even after the England game, people were, Berhalter out was trending. I'm supposed to do this?
Well, no. Riddle me this.
Yeah.
Why am I wearing our New York Red Bulls jersey today? You see my jersey here?
Yeah, I do see it.
Why do you think I'm wearing a New York Red Bulls jersey right now?
Because you wanted to see Aaron Long instead of Walker Zimmerman come off the bench?
That's the exact opposite. No, not at all. Not at all. Because the United States over 3 games have had 2 near flawless players. And both of those players are New York Red Bull alum. They're both New York Red Bulls. Those players are. Who are they, Bjorn? On the chat, you can chime in too. Who are 2 of the U.S.'s most flawless players over these past 3 games?
They're Red Bull related?
Yes.
You're talking about Tyler Adams, of course.
Right. That's one. And who's the other flawless player who didn't have to step wrong the last 3 games?
What is the Red Bull? What is the Red Bull connection?
Well, say the name.
Musa?
No, not Musa. Tim Ream.
Oh, Tim Ream. Yeah, okay.
I think Musa was I like Musa.
I forget about Tim Ream. I forget about Tim Ream.
Tim Ream was
on the Red Bulls. That was in the 60s, right?
In the 1960s, he played alongside
Tim Ream
Pele.
Used to be...
He played with Pele, and he played with... Who else did he play with? He played with a young Pele. He played with Gahincha.
Tim Ream at the Red Bulls. That was when... were women allowed to vote? When...
No, women weren't allowed to vote until 1995, if my history thing. Cal Mitchell, LMAO, no, he's right, though. Feels like we lost the game. Okay, Cal, so you're feeling
it would have been nice. I mean, I'm with you. It would have been nice if they scored a couple more, but I'm not going to... I don't say this to rag on the team at all. I think the team did what they needed to do. And I think some of this kind of pragmatic... running out the clock this way is, I think it is, I was joking about that earlier, but I do think it is sort of a sign of maturity, even though it's pretty stressful. I didn't think the subs worked today.
No, I agree.
I think Haji right. What was happening? What's happening there?
If you told me before the tournament that Shaq Moore is going to get a lot of minutes, way more than DeAndre Yedlin, I would have called you a liar. I would have called you crazy.
I think. But if you for defense, you bring him over Yedlin. I mean, has Yedlin, DeAndre Yedlin has never. No one's. Oh, we have to protect elite. Let's bring in Yedlin. Has no one said ever?
Yedlin, hold on. Yedlin's getting too much flack here.
No, I think he's fun, but he's not. He's got speed. But he's not. I mean, he wouldn't tell you that defense is his strength. I think he's improved a lot over the years, but I don't think you look at him. I don't think you look at him and say, "Oh, he's our defensive sub." Shaq Moore, I think he covers a lot of ground, and he was a little unfortunate today.
Over Scally.
Yeah, fair.
over
No,
Scally.
Scally hasn't. I mean, Scally has played so little. Yeah, I think there's
Yeah,
a
0
lot of
minutes, right?
there's a lot of options. It looked like when we saw the lineup today, it looked like Berhalter was giving into the anti MLS
Right.
vibes and
He
was playing
replaced one MLS guy.
the no MLS lineup.
And he's like, screw it.
But then he brought all the MLS players in as subs except Haji Wright.
Yeah, Haji Wright is ass, right? I don't really need to see him play for the U.S. anymore.
Harsh.
I mean, I'm just like, he's been nothing, and then the pros are just like, oh, Haji Wright, like his work rate is very low. Like he doesn't run around, he doesn't pressure players, he doesn't set himself. Like he's really not doing much on the field there, and it shows.
On the flip side is Sargent really. I mean, he's now perhaps out injured for longer. He seemed to be pretty upset when he came off, but he really established himself as the 9, right? He was great.
Sargent had a good game today. Sargent was missing one key piece to his playing. His hold-up play was great, but that's all he was doing. As far as actually turning around and scoring a goal, and that he's missing. So that part of his game he doesn't have. However, the hold-up play he has nicely. That's true. But it'd be nice if he could also finish in addition to that. I wanted to see Reyna. There's no Reyna today. So let's review the subs. The subs were Aronson on for Pulisic at the half because of the injury. Yeah, so it's reasonable. He's more experienced. That's fine. And Aronson,
he's been the number one. He's been the number one sub for this whole time. He's a great. Yeah, I mean, he's the two-way player that you need in that situation.
Aronson is the Gunta Netza to Christian Pulisic's Franz Beckenbauer. Is that a decent comparison? Who was Gunta Netza on for? He was on for someone, but he never played. He was very talented, but he sat his ass.
Gunta, I don't think anyone ever commended Gunta Netza for his work rate.
I'm not talking about work rate.
What are you?
Gunta Netza was a world-class player they kept on the bench because
right, because he was sort of lazy.
Right. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is Brendan Aronson in any other world, in any other generation of U.S. soccer, Brendan Aronson would be our star. But just happens to play in the exact same positions as Christian Pulisic and Tim Weah and Gio Reyna do. So,
and I think that's the same for Gio, right? It's not any particular knock on him. It's just he's just a little bit the odd man out right now.
But I tell you, Gio Reyna is more talented. So I would just love for him. He's younger. He's hungrier. He's more fearless. Hopefully he gets some minutes against Holland. I don't know what's up. I don't know why Reyna can't get on the field. He is the most talented U.S. soccer player, men's senior soccer player. I have no problem saying that. He's the most talented one. So, but Greg is going with dudes that are 3 years older than him for experience, I guess, which is fine. But it's leading to a lot of miscues up top. It's leading us to play fast. We pass okay, but when it comes to the final third, I mean, there's so many similarities between the United States and Germany. It's crazy. It's like the same thing. They'll take the ball, they'll go at you, but when it comes to the final third, they miss it. They can't do that last step. They just keep missing it. Germany, I think, holds the ball better, I think, obviously. But as far as finishing goes, they're kind of similar, right? They both don't have number 9s. They both have a bunch of wingers running around, and they just both can't connect it up top.
I mean, they generated a lot today, and I guess Germany did too against Spain. Yeah, it's not 100. There's, if you want to put it positively, there's more room for improvement. I think there could be. They still have not played their best game yet. I think this U.S. team. I think it could still the best may appear. Listen, Holland has not looked unbeatable. They got very fortunate against Ecuador to not lose that game. Ecuador, I thought, was clearly the better team. They beat the hosts today. That's fine. They left unterschätzen. Nobody's, of course, the US are the underdogs. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like, oh, don't worry, they're gonna blow away.
Holland very quietly got 7 points and topped their group. Everyone's looking at the other teams. Holland got, and I think they conceded only one goal and they scored 6 or how many goals they score? They scored I think they scored 5 or 6 goals.
Yeah, you could also
Holland
say
had
that
a very good balanced group play. They're
could
a
say also
superior
that
team.
that is probably the weakest group of all in the
Perhaps
perhaps you could, I mean, you can make that point.
Qatar are pointless, but Senegal and Ecuador are no pushovers. Those are 2 good teams, and the 2 favorites
Ecuador I
get
thought
through.
Ecuador was unfortunate to not advance. I thought they got a little unlucky in against Holland and today.
Yeah, they got a
But
little
yeah, I guess we'll
see.
see. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, of all the, as a second in the group, of all the teams you could be facing, I think I would pick the Netherlands over a bunch of others. Does that mean they're gonna just walk over them? No, but I think this
they're
team
going to
has
be able to toe to toe with them for a little bit.
this team has done well in this underdog. This is also a thing that's just hard. And it doesn't matter who you are, like what team you are. You could see this. The game state is always so important at these tournament. 3 games and you're out kind of thing. Like, it's very hard. You could see when Iran was in the beginning, they were sort of playing for the tie, and it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard to just be. In the US, were like full on, and then they got the lead, and then it sort of switches. It's just the psychology of it. It's just difficult. You could see that in the Germany-Spain game. Once Germany fell behind, then it was like, okay, now there's no throw all caution to the wind. It's very hard to play in this kind of throttled state where you're like, oh, we don't want to take too much risk. It's just difficult to do, especially for a young team, but really for anyone. So I think that just is what it is. And I think against the Netherlands, they're for sure going to be the underdogs, and I think they might do well.
Sound off in the comments. We are talking USA versus Iran post game. We did it. Mission accomplished. Yeehaw. The jet lands on the air freighter as George W. Bush gets out and says, mission accomplished.
That's right.
The war in Iraq. I don't want to be political, but mission accomplished.
Oh,
Greg Berhalter himself said, we need to treat this as 2 tournaments, the group stage and the knockouts. And that's what he did. He just he achieved the group stage.
It's not a tournament. It's 1 game at a time, right?
Now the new tournament starts.
Does he know the format? It's not he doesn't get 3 more games.
He's talking psychologically.
It's one at a time.
Psychologically. Because the US were always like, hell yeah, we're going to the round of 16. You can never handle round of 16. He has told them to unpack their bags, live in your hotels. We're here for a while.
But I think it's
mission group stage accomplished.
Yeah.
Next,
and I think this relieves a little bit. This relieves a little bit of pressure, right? You have your not that this is now bonus necessarily. I think they definitely do want something out of this game, but I think they've achieved their minimum. What people thought should have been the minimum goal.
Right, I agree. And now they're gonna. I'm telling you, they're gonna run at Holland, and they're gonna give them. All I want, I'd love for them to win. That would be super historic. But if they don't win, I want them to know Holland was in a fight. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Push them to overtime. Push them to penalties. Make it hard on them. Give them a fight. Give them a game. And they do have the wherewithal to do that. Run at them. Be fearless. And I would, and then this is a big opportunity to do a massive upset and to go to the quarters, so I can stop hearing about how 2002 was our best tournament all over and over again. I don't want to hear that anymore. I would love to hear about 2022 being our best tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Heck, maybe the semis. I don't know. A man can dream.
1950?
Right?
1950? Shades of 1950?
Well, we didn't get out of the group in 1950. We beat England, but then we lost. Well, yeah, I don't know what you're thinking of, but we did beat England. We beat England, but we lost to Spain and Chile.
Wait, didn't they make the semis in?
No. 1930, okay. You're saying.
Oh, 1930, I meant, Ben.
Yeah, not
Whatever they made the
1950.
semis, whenever that was.
1930.
Clearly I was not
1930s.
alive. I'm sorry.
No, neither was I. Neither was only half of the Costa Rican starting lineup was around back then.
And Tim Ream. Only the Costa
and Tim
Rican
Ream.
starting lineup and Tim Ream
Tim Ream.
were around for the 1930 semifinal.
Hey, viewers. Hey, what's up? Sound off in the comments. Talk to us, Schnitzel boys. We're talking USA, making it. USA, USA, USA by the skin of their teeth. We wanted a 2-0. We wanted a 3-0. But we got a 1-0. We got a 3 points. Mission accomplished. I was a little suspect in a couple of the subs. It sounds like you are in agreement with his subs, and I'm in disagreement with most of his subs.
Well,
like
I did not like. I mean, no, I could have seen Reina for Weah. I didn't think. I mean, Weah is always such a workhorse and covers a lot of ground, and you sort of take that for granted. He wasn't super on today. He had some, some weird passes and some stuff that didn't come off. So I could have seen taking him out, moving Aronson to the right, and bringing Gio Reyna in. I wasn't sure. I mean, McKennie has come out early for all these games. I guess he's not really 100%.
He's not 100%. I was
100% ready.
I don't get McKennie off because although McKennie is great, you can tell he's a little off. Like he's not 100%.
Yeah, he gets tired. Although he was very good today.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you bring when you're protecting Elite. I don't know that you bring in Reyna for him. But then on the other hand, Acosta is also really brings very little. Is really just a defensive sub. And then there was more of that. I mean, as the game went on, he just completely leaned into just protecting the lead, which is what you do, I suppose.
I mean, there was going to be 20 minutes left because we know this World Cup has long stoppage time. It was the 80th minute, and sure enough, they added 9 minutes. It was 20 minutes left of the game. Under old rules, that means he would have started protecting his lead at the 70th minute.
At the 70th, yeah. But I mean, that's
early.
I don't know. It's the flip side of that argument is Iran did nothing, right? They had very little. They were not dangerous. It seemed like the US were controlling the game in the midfield for a lot of it, and it seemed like they could see this out, and ultimately they did. Of course, then in every game you're going to get like a couple of those, bouncing around the box kind of heart stopper.
What did I text you? What did I text you about Iran?
About this is no, please. I'll let you present your conspiracy theory of the day.
Well, did you see them sing their anthem?
I was not paying attention to
they're
that.
They're forced by Iran has these state handlers that have been supervising their every moment, and they were there to make sure that they sung the anthem.
They sung the anthem.
So if each every single of them sung the anthem, but they all looked like zombies. They were all like this. They were so unhappy, and they were moving their mouths, but they're like, "We don't want to be here. This is unhappy for us." So when they played the game, I was like, I don't know. It seems like they kind of are embracing the fact that this World Cup's about to end for them. Maybe. Because a lot of these guys are based in Europe. A lot of these guys are not happy with the political situation, what's going on. And if I had a bunch of handlers screw with me, I'd be like, man, fuck off. Let's lose this game and get out of here. But like, and then towards the end of the game, towards the last 15, 20 minutes, I did not see a lot of urgency from those players.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I
didn't see urgency.
It seemed like they were trying. It's hard to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
the
think
goalkeeper never went up, and like they had it just seemed like they were running around a bit. It's like you one goal away from getting through. Like go for it. You got nothing to lose right now.
Why were you so stressed then? If nothing was I was
stressed. They did almost score, I think, on 2 different occasions, but they were wide.
So against their better,
they were wide.
Better judgment.
Maybe they were wide, and maybe subconsciously they kicked them wide on purpose.
All right,
I don't
listen.
know.
Okay,
I don't know. You can't.
You know how I love these.
All I'm suggesting is maybe not all 11 of them were playing their hearts out. That's all I'm saying.
I see.
And like you saw Carlos Queiroz off the field running and telling us players to move forward. Didn't you see that thing? He almost ran into Greg. He was on the field. He was like, let's go. And the players
he cared more.
going.
He cared more than his players did.
Right.
The stadium was full of
Iran friendly
Iranian fans. I thought that was kind of
fans.
Yeah. That was interesting. That was sort of a different vibe from what you would usually expect.
Hear the U.S. fans.
Yeah,
you could hear the U.S. fans, but we didn't see them. And like I texted you, there's all these U.S. fans hanging out by the Fox broadcast booth or whatever.
They should go to the. They
I'm
should
like,
go
to the game. Why are you hanging out? Maybe I know it's hard to get your hands on tickets, even though it seems that there's plenty of empty seats. What I'm saying is, like, what's the point of flying all the way to Qatar, paying $1 billion a night to stay in a tent, if you're not going to go to the U.S. games? I don't get, like, if you go to one game, it's the U.S. games, right?
Those were all just Alexi Lalas's family members.
He's got a big family.
They're just there for the buffet.
Oh, the buffet of
the Fox,
the
state-sponsored Fox buffet.
The Fox buffet.
So, what does this mean? I wanted yesterday on the show. I didn't get to it, but I wanted to give a shout out to Triple G, Greg Berhalter, before this game. But now we've made it out of the group. What does that mean? Are people going to embrace Greg Berhalter now? No, I know the answer.
No. Well, however, like literally, I was thinking if we make like a run to the semis or something, and he gets re-signed to a 4-year contract, like he has to be embraced. He has to be, and all the Berhalter out douchebags or whoever, maybe I shouldn't say douchebags, but all the Berhalter out nuts out there in the world, they have to stop, right? They have to, because he has this team playing good at periods of time, not 100%, but periods of time they play really good, and he broke all our records. I'm not saying he hasn't done that yet, but if he brings us to the quarters, the semis, he's the most successful tournament we've had in the modern era.
Well, that's still a ways. That's a ways away, though. Yeah.
Well, it's literally only one win away, technically.
The quarterfinal, right?
To match 2002, which is considered our benchmark for success in the modern era. And I argue that 2002, although great, was a very weird tournament results-wise, and teams specifically like Portugal were not ready to go, and we were able to sucker punch them early, and that got us to the quarters. So this tournament, if we get to the quarters, will be arguably a better feat. It'll be a better tournament because there's nothing weird about Wales, England, or Iran. All three of those teams were ready to go, and we were undefeated. We've been undefeated the entire group. No losses yet. Only one goal conceded.
Gave up only one goal.
Penalty.
Scored only two.
Scored only two, but only gave up a penalty. That's it.
The defense has been great. I mean, it has been. There's no
Timothy.
But also, give Greg deserves some credit for that too, right? Like he made that change. Tim Ream. When was the last time Tim Ream played center back for this team?
Oh,
long time ago.
1974, I think.
When dinosaurs roamed the earth. So
alongside Paul Breitner. Sound off in the comments. How are we thinking about Greg Berhalter? We are here to interact with you guys. Talk to us. We're the Schnitzel Boys, Siobhan and Bjorn. Post-game, live chat, like always. Feel free to chat at us. We got Cal Mitchell. Holler to Cal Mitchell. Who else we got? Talk to us, baby. How we feel about Berhalter? How about your hat? How do you feel about Bjorn's hat?
How do you feel about my hat? This is my second favorite Germany-themed bucket hat. I couldn't find the other one. I'll wear that on Thursday.
Where's the 18? Did you flip it around?
The what? I flipped it around.
18.
Yeah.
That's Jürgen Klinsmann's
It
number.
did a
and that looks
weird.
like
It did a
98
weird.
jersey,
It did a weird bounce. Yeah, I think this is modeled after the 1990 jersey.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, the famous.
Who was 18 then? Was it Klinsmann? Was he 18?
I don't remember. I have another hat that I'm going to bust out on Thursday. That's made out of out of a 2014 Andre Schürrle jersey.
Ooh.
I mean, not match worn, obviously.
Say.
Just
still smell of sweat. Yeah.
But I will wear that. I will wear that on Thursday.
But here's a
win
question.
or lose, win, lose or draw. What?
Maybe this is off. This is way off topic, but this is the Schnitzel Boys, baby. I'm looking up who 18 is. So I looked up. I randomly went on to Cameo. You know the Cameo service?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I randomly looked
Are you on Cameo? Are you on Cameo, Stefan?
No, I should. But there are so many funny, obscure players, like a dude who spent a season with Seattle. He can cameo you for like $5 or something like that. But I looked it up, and Andreas Brehme.
Andreas Brehme is on Cameo?
Is on Cameo. And for a certain fee,
how much?
We could pay him to intro our show every week.
How much?
I think it was like $1,800 or something.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, we have to. Today, is it today Giving Tuesday? What is today? Today's Giving Tuesday. Venmo us $1 each. We need to get money enough to get Andreas Brehme.
I would have
every week say
$300.
You are listening to the Schnitzel Boys or whatever.
$300. I would have been like, that's worth it. $1,800 is too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I was like, that would be cool.
What a legend.
Someday, maybe. But we do not have the budget for Andreas Brehme right now.
He's still a legend. $1,800 on Cameo. That's legend status.
Yeah, I guess in Germany he is. Anyway, I'm looking up the Germany squads. Who's 18? I think it would have been.
This is in 1990?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jürgen Klinsmann. 1990. Jürgen Klinsmann. Yeah. He was always 18. Because I remember he was 18 in 98, too.
I enjoyed how people were posting on Twitter all the Klinsmann flop videos after he was saying how, it's in certain countries culture to cheat and look for fun. Like, I mean, he was
certain just people. That's the Iran state media at work. The Iran state media released all these videos with photos of him. They go, yeah, well, he's excellent. They're like literally publishing Al Jazeera English.
Well, you don't have to
slam piece against Jürgen Klinsmann.
You don't have to look too hard to find some historic Klinsmann flops. I mean, that is. You don't need the Iran state media to help with that.
Speaking of state media, I have more conspiracy theory. By the way.
Oh boy.
So at FIFA. Real quick, Iran is calling for Klinsmann to resign his FIFA post. Hey, Iran, stop calling for FIFA to do shit.
Klinsmann has a post at FIFA?
The reason it's a World Cup because he's one of 10 guys.
I don't think he should. I call for his resignation also. I don't think
for any reason of the fact that
not for that reason, just for
I think it's all those dudes.
He should not have an official post.
He's part of him and Arsene Wenger is part of this whole FIFA. You know how FIFA just does a bunch of crap. They spend money and God knows what they're doing. Anyway, during broadcast,
we're going to have a third half. It's going to be a third half.
Soon.
Starting in the knockout round, we're going to have a third half, and we're going to have
for more.
The World Cup is going to be every 6 months.
Every time they flash to the famous players, they always get a reference. The only time they didn't mention a player was when they flashed to Lothar Matthäus. Lothar Matthäus was part of the Fox Sports broadcast 4 years ago, but he was fired before it started. You could see him in the picture being like, "We're going to Russia, yay!" And then when it started, all of a sudden there was no Matthäus. So I looked it up. Turns out Fox Sports fired Lothar Matthäus. I forgot why. I think he criticized.
Said something to Kate Apto. Said something untoward. Said something untoward to Kate Apto.
I think it was related to a sponsor or some crappy political thing. Anyway, he was fired from Fox Sports, never to be heard from again in the Fox Sports style. And during the broadcast, they show him on the screen and they don't mention his name. Granted, it could just been a coincidence.
Persona non grata.
It's a persona non grata. A little conspiracy theory. Listen,
you're just full of them.
I'm full of
My
them. I love them.
brother recently sat next to Lothar Matthäus on a plane and said he was very pleasant.
Oh, wow, he's flying first class, huh?
I don't know how this came about.
Yeah, I sat next to Lothar Matthäus on a Spirit Airlines flight in the back row.
No, it wasn't like that. He had
He was
well, anyway.
he
Yeah,
asked
I have.
he asked if you could share some of my water because he couldn't afford a bottle of water on the plane. So I gave him some of my water. Blah. It was a Spirit flight from it was
Poughkeepsie to
Poughkeepsie
Buffalo.
to Buffalo. And Lothar Matthäus said he had a job interview he needed to get to. So no, I also sat next to Lothar Matthäus. True. That's a joke, but true story. My dad sat next to Romario on the plane once upon a time.
Oh,
Romario, the great Romario, is now a state senator.
at
And
this
he
point,
signed.
I would not be able to pick him out of a lineup. If
Really?
he from at this
Romario looks
point,
the same.
okay, good.
You might be thinking of Ronaldo. He is doubling in size.
Oh,
very slowly,
Ronaldo! Ronaldo is looking more like himself every day.
Anywho, hey, in the comments, if you sat next to any famous soccer players, I could swear one morning at 4 a.m. in Times Square, Marcus Holgerson ran past me holding his Red Bull gear because he was in full Red Bull attire, a little bag. He was like in a rush running to the train. And this is at Times Square at like 5:30 in the morning because I woke up very early to do early morning stuff. Could have just been some dude in training gear, but I could swear it was Marcus Holgerson.
I've taken the PATH train to Red Bull Arena with Thierry Henry.
Were you on the same car as him?
We were in the same car, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We did not sit. We did not sit next to each other, and I did not talk to him because I don't really know him. But I did. I got to the game early, and I was on the same schedule as he.
Nice. Yeah, he would take the PATH train sometimes for fun, just to show up, be a man, be a mensch. Okay, speaking of menches, this has been the Schnitzel Boys. You know, the big question. Hey, we did it. I'm sure people will start dissecting a little here, a little there, but mission accomplished. So it worked, thankfully. The group worked for the most part. We got at second place. Your big question, is Greg Berhalter in the clear? Not yet. There are always going to be bitches and complainers and moaners. I think we have to clear the quarterfinals for it to stop. For the Berhalter out guys to finally admit that he's been our best U.S. coach we've ever had. If we get to the quarters, I mean, who is better? Who did better?
I mean, I guess it's good. So it's going to take a win over the Netherlands. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a big game. This is Sunday. What time? Do we know?
I think it's Saturday at 10 a.m.
Saturday at 10 a.m. All right.
If the 9 a.m. coverage were a 10 a.m. game, Pacific time. So I think that's 1 p.m. Or hold on. No.
No.
You're right. No, it is 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Probably 10 a.m. Eastern, right? It's the 10 and 2, 7 right? Is now the
10 and 2, which to me is 7 and 10, right? Or 7 and 11.
Right.
11 for me. So 7 a.m. on the West Coast, 10 a.m. on the East Coast, bright and early Saturday. Get your cereal out. Saturday morning cartoons feature. There's going to be Pulisic watch. There's going to be
and watch. Sargent, right? Pulisic and Sargent too.
And
Sargent looked like he's and those that would be if neither of them can go, that would be tough.
Ferreira gets to start if Sargent's unavailable because Haji Wright can sit his butt on the bench, and I want to see Reyna. I want to see Reyna on the left wing as opposed to Pulisic. That's what I want to see. You can or Reyna in the midfield if McKennie also can't.
If Pulisic can't go, then Brennan Aronson will start. I think that's been established in terms of depth chart.
Yeah.
Ferreira, I don't know. Ferreira and
if Sargent doesn't start, then Ferreira starts. I don't see the point of putting Haji Wright out there again.
You don't think bringing Haji Wright back? Yeah, he did not have a good game off the bench today.
Any game for the U.S. He's just not. He's just a non-factor.
All right.
I think it's great he's scoring in Turkey. I still remember him being an absolute schlub for Schalke. And I'm seeing that same schlub. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over in Turkey. Maybe he's lucky or something. Or he's just figuring out that they have a style of play where he's scrappy and can get on the end of long balls, maybe. I don't know. But all I'm knowing is that Haji Wright's not working out for the U.S. right now. I'd like to see Jesus Ferreira. And I just want to see Reyna. Reyna's the most talented dude. Put him on the pitch.
hopefully
Let
they
him play.
can stitch everybody back together, and because I think if healthy, I think Sargent has established himself as the best option at that spot.
Yeah, I agree. Because of his hold-up play. He's still
Yeah.
not an amazing finisher yet, but his
Yeah,
hold-up
who
play has been
is
excellent.
though? I mean, who is? You know, we had
Nicholas Füllkrug is.
Pulisic scored the goal. He also had some frustrating moments where he just can't hit the pass that he needs to hit. But
right,
our
set pieces are still awful.
It's still a grind.
We just can't pull off our set pieces.
It's still a grind, but it's a young team, and then the round of 16.
Yeah, I like it. Now,
all right.
On to Thursday. Will Deutschland get to the round of 16, Bjorn? Are we going to do it?
I hope so.
I hope so, too. We beat Costa Rica, and Germany. I mean, Spain has to beat Japan, and we're going to get it done. We're going to have another successful Thursday. We had a successful Tuesday. Now it's time for successful Thursday.
I hope you're right. It's gonna probably take years off my life again.
That's the World Cup, baby. It's a really great tournament so far, I must say.
It's true. Yeah, it's been exciting. I think I felt bad for Ecuador today because I thought they had been good, and they
were good.
They were unfortunate to not make it. Although I'm also happy for Senegal considering how close they knocked out by the fair play ranking.
What last time?
So they also are happy for them, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see about how long Holland can stay in.
Senegal versus England, Holland.
Yeah,
USA.
more happening, and then 3 more days of the group stage, and then you feel like things are just heating up, but really in terms of number of games, it's already 3/4 over at that point.
Oh, is that true? Yeah, but that's the knockout game. Each of 64.
It's 64 games, and 48 of them are in the group stage. So
yeah, but there's no more ties, no more 0-0s. It's do or die.
That's right.
In the knockout round, 2 teams enter, one team leaves.
Very stressful.
Very stressful. Derek Ray is calling for, or is it Ian Dark, calling for the elimination of the third place game. He wants players to go back to their clubs ASAP.
I guess that's fine. Nobody cares about that game. But they've had it for the whole time. I mean, why not?
I definitely want that. That game is good for teams like the U.S. If the U.S. makes the semis and gets eliminated, they can still go get a bronze.
Oh, man.
Your grandkids.
Talk about getting ahead of yourself.
I believe it's the season of believing. Like Polar Express, that movie you're going to go watch pretty soon. It's about believing. 'Tis the season. All right, everyone. We are live. We're live every Monday. We have live post-game things every USA and Germany game. You can come right here and see us and talk to us in the chat and talk amongst each other. We are normally on Monday nights. We're live on YouTube. You can also catch us on replay. Check out our channel, all the videos, or we're a podcast. You can catch the audio of this on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify, and likely other podcast service. I don't 100% know, but the big ones.
Different bucket hats. Different bucket hat every time. Video bonus.
Different jury, different bucket hats, different quizzes, different facts.
Who knows?
We're fully loaded on the Schnitzel boys. See you Thursday after the Germany,
happy
Costa Rica destruction.
Happy World Cup. Happy World Cup.
Happy World Cup. Tschüss. Bis Donnerstag.